Hi everyone, my name is Harsh Agarwal. I'm one of the directors for CyberNaach 2020.
And I'm Nikhil Tiklani, and I'm one of the other directors for CyberNaach 2020. Today, we're going to take a quick look at the behind the scenes of how our comp came to be, as well as look at some of the nitty gritty about how the comp works and some important rules to note.
And with that, we're going to start with why CyberNaach exists in the first place. Personally, as a previous comp director myself, I saw the dangers of COVID-19 and wanted to come up with a way for dancers and teams to still participate in a competition environment safely, which is why one of our core principles is the safety of our dancers.
And building on top of that, another major thing we noticed was that the motivation across the circuit was dipping because the only real news we were hearing were comps being canceled and really nothing to re-motivate us. And as a first-year captain myself, I was looking for new ways to reinvigorate my dancers and give ourselves something to work towards. So as a comp, we really had to think outside of the box to make this happen, leading us to our second core principle, which is to push the creative boundaries of all dancers involved in CyberNaach 2020 as much as possible.
And with that, we are going to now transition into a breakdown of exactly what CyberNaach is, the structure of the bracket, with a quick video that Nico is going to narrate for us.
Yep, so we're going to start out with 4 teams on the left, red versus yellow, orange versus green, each being assigned one mix, 2 different mixes. In this case, red teams wins and green team wins, so their teams move on to the second round. Now for this red versus green matchup, 2 mixes are assigned, different than the ones from the last round, so each team has to pick 2 dancers to represent them on those mixes. In this case, red team wins, the entire team moves on to the championship, and they win the first place prize pool of $500.
Thanks, Nico. Now we're going to go into a little bit of a deeper breakdown of how this works from specifically the red team's perspective. So in round 1, red team submits one video of one dancer doing choreo to the same mix that's assigned to both red and yellow teams. In this case, red team is going to win and advance to round 2. In round 2, 2 mixes will be assigned to both teams. So each team will submit 2 videos of 2 dancers performing choreo. Since dancers can't repeat, we don't have dancer 1 in here anymore. Dancers 2 and dancer 3 will be dancing to these 2 mixes, mix 3 and mix 4. And they'll be going head to head, basically, with the green team dancers dancing at the same mix, mix 3, mix 3, mix 4, mix 4. In this case, for this example, the red team is going to win, and they win everything in this 4-team bracket. Obviously, for a larger team bracket with 16 teams, let's say, the next 2 rounds in semifinals and finals would have 3 videos, 3 mixes, and 3 dancers per team per matchup. And so as a result, the overall number of dancers are going to be between 7 to 9 per team overall instead of just 3.
Yep, so now we're going to take a look at the timeline for CyberNaach 2020 this fall. So at the top, you can see the registration section, which is open now and until September 30th. So after that point, teams will have 1 week to put together their $50 registration fee and the names and personal information for their 7 to 9 dancers on their roster. Then after that, we'll take a couple days to tabulate the first matchups for round 1, and the comp will start on October 12th. So how the comp will work is that each round will be 1 week long, where on day 1, teams will get their mixes, and by day 7, the videos are due. After that, there will be 2 days for the judges to take a look at the videos, score, and then tabulate the matchups for the following round. This cycle will repeat with anywhere from 1 to 3 mixes and videos per round until the championship on November 20th, which you can see at the bottom. Now, in the case where we have more than 16 teams, so if we have 20, 32, 64, this final date may get pushed to maybe later November or early December, but that's to be determined based on how many teams we have. And then finally, we're going to take a look at important rules to note. So if you go to cybernaach.com/rules, you can see the full rule set, but these are 4 rules that we think are really important to point out for our teams. So first is that competitors must be current college students or class of 2020, and they do not have to be on a current Fusion team roster. So as we said earlier, we really empathize with those whose seasons were cut short due to COVID-19. So we want to make sure that the class of 2020 still got an opportunity to compete this fall. Second, dancers have a 2-round cooldown time. So if a dancer competes in round 1, they cannot compete again until round 4, which is why you need 7 to 9 dancers in the roster. third is that teams get one shuffle for the entire competition. So a shuffle is a no questions asked replacement of any one assigned mix. And if a shuffle is used, the mix will change for both teams in the matchup. So if you're given a situation where you really don't like your mix, you can use your shuffle, but you can only use it once in the entire competition, and it may not be used in the finals. Finally, as a comp that prides ourselves on creativity and originality of all of those involved, we require that all choreo must be original and created in-house. And biting accusations will be taken extremely seriously. So if there's a situation where a team is found to have been choreo, they may be disqualified from the entire competition.
Okay, thank you guys for watching. We hope this helps explain more about how the comp functions, why we exist, and we hope to see you guys apply and see your videos.